Harry and Meghan Markle's African trip cost £245,000, making it the most expensive jaunt by the firm last year, as total travel bill hits £5.3 million. Just over 2 weeks ago, Prince Harry and Meghan announced that they have paid back public money spent renovating their UK home Frogmore Cottage. And now it has emerged that the lump sum also covers commercial rent that they must now pay on the Windsor property as their private home. A senior palace source said yesterday that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have made a substantial contribution to the sovereign grant that covers refurbishment and rental obligations for Frogmore Cottage. The exact amount has not been disclosed and will not be disclosed until reporting at the end of this financial year. But the lump sum exceeds the £2.4 million cited so far as public expenditure on the cottage and means that their rental on the property is covered for an unspecified period of time. Sources defended the cost, saying it was a key visit approved by the Foreign Office and helped highlight the work of numerous charities. Harry and Meghan's last official tour as members of the royal family cost British taxpayers almost £250,000, official accounts revealed today. The high-profile trip to South Africa, Botswana, Angola and Malawi last autumn had been billed as one of the showpiece events of the royal year. But the couple left months of work by staff and diplomats in tatters after they launched a stinging rebuke against the media during the publicly funded trip, as well as secretly recording an explosive TV documentary in which Meghan painted Harry's family as uncaring by accusing them of failing to ever ask if she was okay. The Sussexes, who also took baby son Archie on the trip, stepped down as senior working royals months later and now live in the US, where they are financially independent, having signed a multi-million-pound deal with Netflix. Royal accounts published today show £245,643 was spent on scheduled flights and a private jet for the couple and their entourage, making it the most expensive royal trip of the year. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex undertook over 20 engagements, bringing attention to a number of worthwhile causes, in particular, raising awareness of the work and the legacy of the Halo Trust, an anti-landmine charity championed by Princess Diana, the source said. The visit, as an official visit funded by the government, fulfilled the objectives that were set out for it. A further £210,345 was spent by royal officials on a private charter plane to take Prince Charles to Oman to pay official respects after the death of the king. The trip lasted just 2 days. The Duke and Duchess of Cambridge's tour to Pakistan last year was the third most expensive of the year, costing £117,116. But was considered a huge success by ministers. Questions have also been raised about the £15,848 spent to flying beleaguered Prince Andrew by private jet to the Royal Portrush Golf Club in Northern Ireland for a 2-day trip to the Open Championship last July. The club later dumped him as patron following his disastrous television interview in November. A palace source defended Andrew's use of a charter instead of a scheduled flight, saying, "In this particular case we concluded that, actually, the use of charter was the only way to get him to complete his engagements to fit in with his other programs." Even diligent Princess Anne found herself under the spotlight for spending £16,440 on another private jet to take her from London to Rome and back to watch her beloved Scotland play in the Six Nations Rugby International against Italy. She is patron of Scottish Rugby Union. The total bill for royal travel in 2019/2020 was £5.3 million. A 15.2% increase on last year's £4.6 million, according to the palace's annual report and accounts, published today. Anti-monarchist campaign group Republic said the figures failed to reflect the true annual cost of the monarchy, which it puts at £345 million by taking account of lost revenues from the royal estates, policing and the cost to other authorities such as local councils. Spokesman Graham Smith said, "These figures don't disclose the daily abuse of money on shorter trips around the country, taking helicopters when they could go by car, driving when they could go by train." A 15% increase in travel costs when hospitals can't deliver the very best care to every person in need, when teachers are struggling to pay for the necessary books and equipment and the police are stretched to breaking point, is scandalous. Why is the government paying for Prince Andrew to go to golfing tournaments, or Princess Anne to attend a rugby match in Italy? This is an abuse of public money far worse than the MPS expenses scandal, and it has to stop. Buckingham Palace also confirmed yesterday that the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have paid an undisclosed sum upfront for the rental and refurbishment of Frogmore Cottage. Critics had called for Harry and Meghan to pay back the £2.4 million of taxpayers' money spent renovating their Windsor property, which they have decided to keep on as a permanent base in the UK despite buying an £11 million mansion in California. The accounts also revealed that the pot from which Prince Charles draws money for the Cambridges and Sussexes swelled to £5.6 million. Up £556,000 on last year.